Planet Earth is destroyed. Its atmosphere has collapsed, causing non-stop natural disasters. Humanity is barely surviving and searching for a new home. We meet John, the film's hero, scavenging for supplies. He finds a destroyer and some lifeboats. The lifeboats are empty. On the destroyer, he finds the crew's bodies. While searching, he finds a beautiful flower pressed inside a diary and keeps it. The Major radios him. A storm is incoming. John sprints to the bunker, calls ahead to get the east door opened, and barely makes it inside. He's sprayed down immediately to prevent radiation from entering. John and his family live with other survivors in a U.S. Air Force bunker. Outside air is saturated with radiation. Breathing, it means death. At a leadership meeting, resources are acknowledged to be low and outside farming impossible. The USA, Iceland, and Canada are nearly destroyed. John's wife, Allison, suggests Western Europe may be safer, fewer storms there. Adam cuts her off, saying death is inevitable regardless. Dr. Amina presents a hopeful theory. A massive crater in southern France exists. Its natural walls blocking radioactive storms. The environment inside is completely safe. Adam pushes back. That area is in the middle of a war. John is in a therapy session when an earthquake shakes the bunker. In meeting, the head tells tectonic plates are shifting again. The general says the bunker has survived this before. Allison says they've received a signal from outside survivors. Adam objects. Limited resources. Strangers could bring disease. Allison argues leaving them in caves means leaving them to die. A vote is held and decided a rescue team will be sent tomorrow. In the bunker classroom, Nathan and other children learn about gravitational fields. John fixes a water pump with his partner. Later, Nathan tells Allison he hates living underground. She reassures him. The family spends the evening together. John gives Allison the flower from the destroyer, and she's overjoyed. But Allison tells him security saw Nathan near the outside door. John confronts Nathan firmly. Radiation outside would kill him. Nathan storms off angry. The rescue team returns with survivors and requests entry. Adam refuses. No resources. Allison pushes back. A violent earthquake hits mid-argument. Walls crack. Debris falls. Chaos everywhere. John gets hit by rubble but is pulled up by a friend. He rushes to Allison, gets her to safety, and together they find Nathan. John tells Allison to grab the essentials. All three put on masks, head for the east door. It's blocked. They crawl through a passage and John opens a secondary door via a control panel. They emerge outside. John says they need to reach the beach and get a boat off the island. Dr. Amina joins them on the way. The beach is chaos. People fighting, stealing masks, desperate to survive. John rescues Adam from the crowd. The five, John, Allison, Nathan, Dr. Amina, and Adam, jump into one boat. No room for anyone else. A massive tsunami crashes onto the beach, wiping out nearly everyone on shore. Their boat survives. John says air quality is good enough to remove masks. The captain asks where to go. John says Southeast England. Allison says they'll go to the Mackenzie's house in London. John agrees. Less than a week away. The boat breaks down. John fixes it. That night, John and Nathan sit under the stars talking and bonding. The captain warns they're almost out of fuel with only 2 days of food left. John asks Adam about his wife. Adam quietly says he didn't lose her at the bunker. He lost her on the way there. 2 grueling days later, they pull into Liverpool, England. An army-controlled refugee camp awaits on shore. Soldiers say only badge holders may enter. The group has only one badge. Adam insists they're government personnel, but a soldier shoots him dead on the spot. A store moves in. John flags down a van. The driver, Obi, agrees to take them only if John gives him his watch. John hands it over. In the van, Allison comforts Nathan. Obi says the world is dangerous now. Nathan quietly asks Dr. Amina if the crater is real. She says it's possible. They stop to rest. John learns Obi is from Nigeria and came to London 12 years ago. Obi says southern France is very dangerous and the crater is a myth. Obi says he doesn't believe it. Suddenly, the ground rumbles, not an earthquake. John looks up. Fireballs are raining from the sky. Everyone grabs trees to brace against the shockwave. Obi runs toward his truck. A fireball hits him and he dies instantly. The group takes supplies from Obi's truck and continues to London. Mackenzie recognizes them and welcomes them warmly. She's caring for elderly people with Alzheimer's. They share a warm dinner that evening. Distant gunfire audible outside. Late that night, Allison hears John coughing and finds blood coming from his mouth. She demands the truth. John breaks down. His doctor gave him only 6 weeks to live. Devastated, they hold each other and cry. But John is firm. They're not staying. He must get his family to the crater. Next morning, Mackenzie gives John a gun for protection. They load into a car and set off. Dr. Amina says they'll reach the next stop in about 2 hours. Knife falls, and suddenly, Dr. Amina is shot. Gunfire erupts everywhere. John jumps out and engages the bandits. He shoots one and exchanges fire with another, but runs out of ammo just as that bandit takes aim at him. Allison shoots the bandit from behind, saving John's life. The three comfort each other. Next morning, John buries Dr. Amina and prays over her grave. Nathan asks why. John says, so her soul can rest in peace. They reach the English Channel, completely dried up. 20 miles of ocean, now cracked earth and desert. John tells Nathan he used to come here with his own father. Further ahead, every car is stopped. A deep chasm is opened, blocking the road. The only crossing is a single rope bridge. Nathan is scared, but John steadies him. They cross. The wind is ferocious and nearly throws them off, but they make it to the rocky cliff ledge on the other side. To descend, they must climb metal ladders bolted into the cliff. Mid-climb, an earthquake hits, they have to move fast. The rope bridge behind them snaps. A panicked stranger leaps onto John's ladder, throwing it off balance. Nathan starts to fall. John and Allison catch him. All three make it to the bottom. A gunshot rings out ahead. A man named Dennis steps forward, demanding who they are. John says, my family and I are looking for the crater. Dennis relaxes and drives them to his home in Pas-de-Calais, northern France, a converted mailing center. He introduces his wife, who is in a wheelchair and cannot speak, and his daughter Camille. They share dinner. John thanks Dennis. Dennis warns them the crater sits in a war zone. The Western Alliance and Eastern Collision are fighting for control of it, and the Eastern Collision wants to seize it. Nathan and Camille talk. Allison and John spend quiet time together. Next morning, Dennis gives John an updated map. Travel through Clermont-Ferrand, then down to Valence. The crater is surrounded by mountain ranges. The only entry is through a single mountain pass guarded by a Western Alliance battalion. Dennis's friend's unit. He tells John to ask for Commander Junette and gives him a photo of the two of them as proof. Then he asks John to take Camille with them. He can't leave his wife, but can't keep his daughter here either. John hesitates. Allison steps forward from the doorway and says they'll take her. Camille tearfully says goodbye to her mother. The four of them head south. They stop to rest when a military convoy arrives. The captain is surprised they're still alive. Camille translates their request to reach the crater. The captain says the only route goes through an active war zone and agrees to help. What follows is intense gunfire, bombs, explosions on all sides. The captain gets them through the battlefield safely to the other side and returns to his unit. They thank him sincerely. A truck delivers them to a forward camp near the crater. They're close. John asks for Commander Junette and shows Dennis's photo. The captain leads them to Junette, who has been killed in battle. He says people wait days here for the bus to the crater and tells the group to leave his tent. John stops him and pleads, I'm dying. We've been through everything. I promised my family I'd get them to safety, please. The captain relents and puts them on the bus. They board. The bus heads toward the crater. A rare calm settles in until an explosion rocks the road. Bandits ambush the bus, kill the soldiers, and order everyone off. John stays behind and wrestles the bandits' gun away. A brawl breaks out. Outside, the others overpower and kill the second bandit. Gunfire from inside. John stumbles out, shot. Everyone boards. Allison drives. The road becomes too steep. The bus can't continue. Allison helps John out. They walk the final stretch on foot. They reach the crater. It is breathtaking, vast, peaceful, green, and alive. No storms, no radiation, no war, just stillness and clean air. They stand there overwhelmed with relief and joy. Then John collapses. His wound is fatal. His family gathers around him. He looks at Allison, at Nathan, at Camille, and he is at peace. He got them here. He closes his eyes. He is gone. Allison, Nathan, and Camille grieve. The man who carried them through the end of the world gave everything to deliver them to safety. In the post-credits scene, the three with other survivors walk deeper into the crater toward a new beginning. The film ends